Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? Hope you're doing well. And hope you're keeping dry. If you're in the UK at the moment, you're probably suffering as we are with the constant, incessant rain of Storm Christoph. Storm Christoph. I finally get a storm which is named sort of after me. And what does it do? It doesn't even blow a substantial hoolie. It's not even cold, it's just wet. Boring, dismal, wet. Well, thanks a lot. Interestingly enough, Mrs Kilt-Man, whose real name, by the way, is Janet. She's been longing for a storm of her own. I mean, she kicks up a storm occasionally anyway. But last year, when in the UK, we were getting battered endlessly by storm after storm after storm. There was one looming on the horizon. It was coming down the chain of all these storms, and it was called Storm Janet. And yet, for some unknown reason, it never manifested itself. And then because it was clocked on and it should have been there, never happened, fizzled out, the names have moved on. So she never got her name to be on a storm. So she was like that, oh God. And then, well, mine turns up and it's a complete and utter damp squib. You know, a complete waste of time. Anyway. That's Mrs Kilt-Man for you. And this video is to do with Mrs Kilt-Man because we have a box there. A box to be opened and its contents to be unveiled. Now, those who've been attentive in the last few videos will know that this particular box has been here for about 2 weeks now, unopened. And it's come from, yes, you know him, yes, you love him, your friend and mine, Steve 007 Smith, the king of canvas art. He puts together some great designs, he sends them off to the little canvas art elves who then put it all together, put it on a frame, box it all up and send it on to Kilt-Mansion. And I have to try and guess what's inside it. Now, normally, it's a film. And we have a right old bit of fun trying to work it out. He sends some little clues, oozes, and I have to try and work it out. I'm pretty good. To be honest, I think I've, on the batting average, I think I'm coming out on top. I think anyway. But it's always great. It's always a joy to see these things. And they are now liberally decorating the walls. And I should put a few up in here, shouldn't I? But to be honest, in here, because this is the kitchen, and although Mrs Kilt-Man would argue otherwise, I mean, there's bikes in here, there's all sorts, there's swords over there. I like that being tacky behind there. I don't know what you guys think, but I don't mind that. But the canvas art are kind of, ornate, very regal, very noble looking, and they sit along the hall walls and in the front room and the back room, and there's a couple upstairs as well. So, I mean, they are rapidly taking over. But, I mean, I'm going to end up opening an extension, a kilted gallery, and it's just going to be festooned with 007 artwork. Not as in James Bond, but as in Steve 007. So this one, he said, look, it's nothing to do with movies. It's a personal gift. It's something for you and Mrs Kilt-Man. I'll open that and there'll be a gimp suit. And a couple of fairy thongs. Got plenty of them already. But he said, so it's not films, but try and find, because I always try to play the music, corresponding to what's going to be in the box, or what I think is going to be in the box. And he said, play some romantic music. Me? Romantic music. Well, I'm playing Alex North's love theme from Spartacus. Yes, the original Spartacus. And I've got a whole playlist there. But I'll tell you what, that was not easy to do. And in fact, some people would say that most of what's on here really aren't love themes. They're just little romantic or sort of emotional elements from a lot of scores which I know and love, from movies I know and love. So, but yeah, so what is it? I mean, here you go. Steve, it's Bond. And there's a couple of Bond tracks here as well. It's John Barry. You can't get more romantic than John Barry's deep, resonant, luxurious, heavy, brooding scores, which are so lyrical, haunting, beautiful. like my wife. Now, initially, the idea was to have me and Mrs Kilt-Man seated here, or we'd be in Kilty's Tavern, we'd be in the bar and do it there. But the problem is, again, recent events have, this is why this has been sitting here for so long. I do feel like I should explain this, because normally boxes arrive and I wrench them open straight away. Oh, look at this, hey. But this one, my dad died. I mean, those who've been watching the latest videos will know that Big Kilt Papa passed away, and sadly his funeral isn't even yet because of COVID. Everything is delayed, so his funeral is not till a week away, which is a hell of a long time, you know. So, although I'm sure that this would be a very cheery thing at the moment's never been right to open it, and it's a crazy thing. I'm still able to do videos and have a laugh and a joke and review a movie and just entertain, or try to. But this always seemed like this might be something a little bit more sort of personal, and we're waiting for the right moment. And well, at the moment, Mrs Kilt-Man's in work, and she won't be home for another few hours. And she gave me a blessing. She said, just open it, because otherwise it's going to drag on. Because there's so much kind of upset at the moment with my dad and looking after my mum and all this kind of stuff. So it's never really seemed that we could do it justice. I hope you know what I'm getting at, because it's not like me to be like that, but I've not been in this situation before. So, but anyway, we have me trusty old ski and do. Where does that live? Yes, down your booty, down the side of your wee boot. Yeah, for times of danger, times of poaching, times of pillage, and times of opening these fantastic boxes, which, to be honest, you don't normally need a ski and do to open these, because I've learned, because there's been so many of them, that this little flap here should just pull up. It did. And we should be able to open this flap here, because what's going to be inside, because there's been so many of them, I know the drill. There's going to be a canvas art in it. Oh, I'll tell you what, if it isn't, egg on this face, and not for the first time. And it'll be attached to a hard piece of card facing inwards. So the idea is I can slip the cellophane wrapping that it's in and then lift it up so that you guys see it first. So it's pointless me trying to guess what it is. I've got no idea. As I said, the clues really were that he said play something romantic, and it's just for you, Mrs Kilt-Man, and it's not film related. So here we are. This is romantic enough. This is Klaus Badelt, and this is from his score for the remake of The Time Machine. Yes, I know. It's not a patch on the original, which I've covered. But the music is great. Is it romantic? Right. Okay. I just hope. I don't need that it comes out the right way, like not upside down. But what do I know? Well, that was easy enough. Okay, folks, the grand unveiling. If it's a depiction of me and Mrs Kilt-Man nude in the Garden of Eden, I hope you've got the dimensions and sizing correct, because she's the size of a sperm whale, Mrs Kilt-Man. That's why she's not on this video. She won't fit on the frame. She's like that. Okay, what's the next bit of music? Okay, I'll tell you what, because I've got stuff here. Here's Rob Roy, Liam Neeson, Jessica Lange. So we've got a bit of a Scottish bent to it as well, which may be appropriate, I don't know. Okay, I'm not looking. I'm praying it's not upside down. I can see through the back of this, folks. Oh my God. Who's that? Where did you get that picture from? I've seen that picture a lot. We've got it in a frame just down there. Steve, where did you get that picture? Oh, look at it. Look at it. I told you, she's like that. That's in Jamaica, folks. Jamaica? No, she went of her own accord. Oh. And there's me in a suit, a whistle and flute, with ridiculous short hair, a bit of a chubster face, and a big cheesy grin, and a tash. That was 1992, folks. 1992. It's a long, long time ago. In a galaxy far, far away. Oh, mate, that's awesome. Where the hell did you get the picture from? Did you? That's took from. Is it from? Ah. And I'm guessing, is it from Facebook? Facebook. We must have put that picture. We must have. One of us has put that picture on Facebook. Must have done. And that's where you've got it from. Look at his face there. And there's a little sly look on her face. Kind of like, yeah. She's like, what have I done here? I'll change him. Well, she did. I think she's regretting that now. Yeah, this was Ocho Rios in Jamaica. This was what was then called the Couples Hotel. You had 2 miles of private beach. These were the gardens at the front of the hotel complex. 2 miles of private beach. You had Italian restaurant, French restaurants, Mediterranean restaurants, Jamaican restaurants, American style diner, tons and tons of bars, American style piano bars, beachside bars, an Italian restaurant which was built on struts around the beach, curled around into like the cliffs, but you could walk around on this sort of gangway around the cliffs with the tide, the Caribbean lapping beneath you. And the Italian restaurant, you had to walk out along a jetty out over the sea, and you'd sit there, and while you were sitting there they'd be chucking food over the side, and you'd be going like, what are you doing? What are you chucking that for? And they go like, it's for the sharks, the lemon sharks. There they are, man, look at those sharks down there. And you're like, and you're looking through the slats in the wooden floorboards, and there's lights underneath this thing so you can see into the water. And yeah, there's all sharks. Woo-hoo! Know what I do for a living. When he comes at you, doesn't seem to be living. Those black eyes roll over right. But yeah, so we were there for 2 weeks. We got married that middle weekend. And there was like, well, what you can't see there, where you got married, there was like a little archway full of all tropical fronds and flowers and stuff. And every morning you get up and you'd see that in a different part of the hotel grounds, because obviously people were getting married all the time. It was called Couples Hotel at the time, so it was only couples, no kids. And all the entertainment was geared towards adults. Oh, here's the robe. Alfred Newman. Doesn't that sound romantic? And this would be, oh, what's this now? Oh, this is Richard Burton returning after his seeing Christ being crucified. There's a beautiful element of music in this. Turn it up a little bit. But yeah, so tropical flowers were spread. You'd see where this thing was, I was saying, and there'd be a wedding taking place there. It was just all the time. And even though they were conducting these ceremonies several times a day, when it came to your turn, it wasn't like a conveyor belt. You genuinely felt like you were precious to them, that you were the only people that mattered. You had a little white garbed jazz band playing for you. The minister he was about 8 feet tall, and it was like his voice was like James Earl Jones, and I was like, oh my god. And he said like, do you take this woman to be your lawful wedded wife? I was too afraid to say no. What was I gonna do? You know. And he said, are there any skeletons in your closet, Christopher? And I went, don't know. And he went, how was your closet this morning? I went, full of bones. Full of them bones. And we got it videoed, and it was a glorious occasion. Mrs Kilt-Man was, and still is, truly fabulous. That sly look's never left her face. I always loved that. She's very slim, and like me, she's a bit of a short ass, which helped. When we came back, and we had a big party when we came back, because nobody went out there with us. It was just us. So you had to meet your best man while you're out there, make friends with someone, trying to be the best man. And it was great, and it was wonderful. We stayed in touch with them as well. Brilliant. And they got married just before, and that was their honeymoon. So they stayed friends with us. His wife became chief bridesmaid. So there's quite an entourage that you have there, even though you're completely fresh to the place, and there's no friends and relatives there. But it still felt special and unique, and that's what we wanted. Because even though I'm not religious, Mrs Kilt-Man, and I'm from a Catholic family, although I don't follow it. Mrs Kilt-Man's Catholic as well, and although she doesn't really follow it, but it is part of her, you know. So if we had got married in this country, it would have been a full-blown church wedding, because I personally can't imagine it any other way. I couldn't do, and there's no offence to anybody that does choose it that way, to have a registry office, or you know, by a gas station in Las Vegas, by an Elvis, whatever you want to do in a shark cage. That'll be something, wouldn't it? Whatever suits you guys is perfect. That's the thing. You've got to choose what you want to do. And if we couldn't have a full-blown church wedding here, which would have been, oh God, it would have been amazing, then it was going to be somewhere abroad, because we knew there's no way on earth we could afford a church wedding and then have a honeymoon somewhere lovely. So let's do it all. Lock, stock and barrel. Let's go away and get married while we're there. So the whole thing was arranged beforehand, and it was just amazing. That hotel, it's been on TV. It's changed name now. It became Hedonism. Or Hedonism 2. It was definitely part of the Hedonism chain afterwards, and whatever it is now, it's not called Couples, but it was a beautiful place, and they did enough make you feel special. So we got married at, oh, this is terrible now. Did we get married at the front or the back? I think we got married at the back of the hotel, and then for these pictures we moved around to the front, to the gardens, and we had all these spooky pictures where they sit you down and you're sitting on like a, I don't know, it was somewhere around here, like there's a little low wall, and we're sitting sort of socially distanced, but it said like, right, face inwards and look upwards. And I was going, what the hell are we doing here? The two was sitting there like that. But of course, when the picture came back, it was the two of us on this little low wall looking up at ourselves in a big heart-shaped cloud. Oh, mate. No, that went for me, and Mrs Kilt-Man totally agreed. I think we took a couple that were like that, these gimmicky ones, but a lot of them were just, ugh, that looks wrong. But she was gorgeous. And I was like, it looks like, I was sort of leaning away there. If you look, I don't know what I'm thinking. Have you got my best side? And my sunburnt on this side. And that was why we did it the middle weekend, so we had a week to acclimatise to the heat and the sunshine. But because we got married in October, and wouldn't you know it, that's their rainy season, monsoons. To be honest, it only hit a couple of times, but my God, did it hit. Storm Christoph, oh, forget that. Storm in a teacup, that is what happened out there. Oh my God, that was unbelievable. And we even saw the storm. We were sitting in the jacuzzi, and I saw this black dot on the horizon. I said to her, "What's that out there?" And she went, "Well, that's it's a ship or something." And I said, "Yeah, okay." But I watched again. Thought, well, it's getting bigger. It can't be moving that fast, and it's coming this way. Now you're talking what seemed like thousands of miles away on this Caribbean horizon. And as I watched, it was clearly a storm cloud and the shadow, and you could see lightning. Fascinating to watch this thing coming towards us. Of course, everybody around panicked. They all ran indoors. They pulled all these shutters down, and it hit. And me and that lady there got our frisbee and went out in the surf and started playing frisbee in a raging storm. And as soon as it hit, it was gone. It come down with such biblical force, and then was gone within another 2 minutes. That's it. The sun was back out, and it's like it had never been there. But it was wonderful, wonderful place. And they say to you, you don't leave the hotel complex because it's the murder capital of the world. If any male between the age of, I think, 5 and 50 has more chance of meeting a violent death than a death of natural causes. And they tell you all this, and you're like, but of course the cruise ships go in there, and it's although it's a luxurious, beautiful paradise for holidays, but it's like almost like third world, people living there. So you bring wealth on the cruise ships coming in, all the Yanks, no offence, but you don't exactly, you flaunt it, and they get off the cruise ships with the big fabulous cameras and bling all over them. You're easy pickings, so they get mugged all the time. That's what happens. But I think the Jamaicans knew that me and Mrs Kilt-Man were skint, so they wouldn't pester us. So we did go out all the time. We left the hotel grounds. We rode horses all the way around the island. I mentioned that recently. Why did I mention that? I mentioned that on here about riding horses in Jamaica. I can't think why I did that now, but I definitely did mention her horse was called Simon, mine was called Asshole. And I went, what's his name again? Oh, Asshole. Are you saying asshole? He goes, you'll find out. Oh my God, did I find out. Galloping, dragging me into walls, almost throwing me off. Oh my God, but we rode around a couple of days of riding around the island. Fabulous, absolutely fabulous, up into the mountains and everything. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful place. I've always said I'll go back there to get divorced. But, so Steve, mate, that's magnificent. Honest to God, I did not expect that. And what am I doing? I'm playing all. That's Basil Polidorus. That's the gift from the awesome Thomas Selleck movie, Quigley Down Under. Oh, we are, Steve. Okay, mate, listen to this one now. You'll love this. You're all gonna love this. Oh, we did have music playing, and they did play songs, and do you know what? I can't think what they were. Oh, isn't that bad? If Mrs Kilt-Man was in there, she'd be hitting me. Louis Armstrong and John Barry. We Have All the Time in the World, from On Her Majesty's Secret Service, the best Bond film. I mean, Steve, I think you agree. I think you've said that as well. That is fabulous. That I have no idea where we're going to put that though. I might put it on top of the dartboard. We need nothing more. Look at that. A lush paradise. And that's just my cheesy grin. That was hot to wear the suit. You've got to do that. Have your ceremony in the morning, because at midday, oh my God, you'd just be like a blob of butter, a blob of butter melting in that Caribbean sun. Nothing more, nothing less. mate. It's awesome. It truly is. I'm so sorry that this had to wait for as long as it did to become unveiled. And I'm sorry that Mr. Kilt-Man isn't here. She's gonna go crazy when she sees this. She's gonna go, oh, well, look at that, oh wow, and then she's gonna go, where the hell did he get that picture from? I'm saying it's Facebook. It's got to be. I can't think of any other way you've done it. I've never sent you any pictures like of this. Cover the bikes up. Oh mate, no, that is fabulous. You look at the hair as well. It's the shorter hair, but I've still got a little bit of it. That, by the way, is pre-Marines, but not by far. So that hair became completely whacked off, and then those chubby little cheeks got chiseled down to just nothing. I was a lean, mean marining machine. Look at that. And what drew me to Mr. Kilt-Man was the hair, that beautiful little face, the little cute sort of knowing, mischievous gleam in her eyes, the way that she could arch an eyebrow. Well, she still can. I think that is dead sexy. But it can look cruel at the same time. And she's a master, a mistress, a queen at doing both, looking sly, sexy, and yet kind of, ruthless at the same time. And that's a turn on, isn't it? The power that they have. And this mountain of hair, this cascade of hair. I mean, we're both a hell of a lot older now. And now I wear the short skirt and and have the hair. No, her hair's long now. She went through that phase that a lot of women seem to go through, which I don't understand, where as they get older, they begin to cut the hair shorter and shorter. Because it's more manageable, it's easier to maintain, this is what they say. Yeah, but what does that matter? You look better with the longer hair. Some women suit shorter hair. She suits the shorter hair as well, but she looks far better with a big cascade. And there was what you can't see there, I think on this side, there was all braids down one side. And it was all like tropical flowers in her hair as well. It was truly, a sight to behold. And as soon as the service was done, it was straight back to the bar. Red Stripe, Budweiser, great. All the Americans out there, we got on great with them. And Greg from Seattle, if you're still around, mate, yeah, he was awesome. And he just couldn't believe he'd see me sort of like, as everyone was getting up in the morning, I'd go straight to the bar, I'm drinking, and he'd be like, man, you're drinking a fucking beer? It's breakfast time, man. And I was like, yeah, I'll join you soon for breakfast. Glug, glug, glug. And then throughout the day, I'd be drinking. And every time he'd come, he'd go, man, you're still drinking beer? Man, you are a fucking hero. It's because Brits have drinking in their blood. It's our culture. Americans, you may have your bars, you may have cheers, you may have all this sort of stuff, and roadhouses, I've been American many times, you guys, no offence, but you don't know how to drink. You don't do it properly. But we did. We drank a lot. There you go. Isn't that great? What else have we got on there? Let's have a little look. Something perhaps a bit more in keeping with the way things are for me and Mr. Kilt-Man. This is from 300. And this is a message for the Queen after Leonidas has sacrificed himself at the Battle of Thermopylae. He and his 300 to buy time for Greece to mount up armies to fight back the Persian invasion. But of course, Queen Gorgo, played by Lena Headey, knew he was never going to come back. So this is like the farewell that he gave to her, and the message that he sends back that he did it all for Sparta and for her. He still loves her. folks, I have been and always shall be really confused as to where Steve got this picture from. No, I'm putting money on it being Facebook, but you'll have to let me know, mate. You'll have to let me know. But thanks so much. It's beautiful, and it brings back a lot of great memories, especially at this time when everything's been so weird, and romance has definitely been on the back burner. So, Steve, and everybody, I'd put it in a glass, but I can't reach. Folks, please, keep it kilted, keep it Celtic. Hug the one you love. And tell them how much they mean to you. Not just because everything's so bleak at the moment. Just do it because you love them. It's the best reason. It's the only reason. Folks, from me and Mrs Kilt-Man, take it easy. And I'm going to see you all laters. Cheers, Steve. Cheers, you all.